Well, commuting in Chicago does give me a little bit of a chance to think about things as I'm on my way to work. But on August 13th and 14th this year, I had the chance to go to Atlas Stationers Sidewalk Sale. It's an outdoor sale that draws a lot of people, a lot of enthusiasts who are into stationery. So I thought, well, let's see if I can maybe catch myself a deal. And I did. I bought the Diplomat Cobra. Wow. It's just a really nice pen. They have wonderful packaging. It's an item that's made in Germany. So, of course, I do like, for the most part, all things made in Germany, particularly their fountain pens. I've got a mix of a couple of Lamys. I've got a couple of Cavecos, but I do like the Diplomat as well. It comes in this nice aluminum box, which has a really nice feel to it. It just, a lot of good care taken into putting this together and the packaging of it. You can see that. It's just a really good quality packaging and pen, obviously. I do have another one. I have a Diplomat Aero, which I'll show you next to this one shortly, but let's take a look at the Cobra. Okay, you can see that I had already unboxed this a little bit earlier, but look at that. Now when you open up the sort of bed that it's sitting on after unpackaging it, it does come with a converter. And in this case, I also wanted to put the cartridge in. It came with two cartridges, and it's a really nice color. It's a nice sort of deep blue, almost purple color that I'll show you in a little bit. So it comes with this, sort of card here that just indicates the warranty information and the guarantee. It's a certificate. You can fill it out, I suppose, fill that in. But like I said, it comes with this converter, which is pretty nice. It's got the Diplomat logo on there. And it's also of a standard size, so it'll fit standard international cartridges, the ISO standards. You can see it had two of them in here as well. So there isn't a logo or anything or the brand name on the cartridge, so I'm not sure who made the cartridges, but it is a standard size. I'm curious to find out because I would like to pick up some of the ink that Diplomat ships with this pen. So you can see it's got a really nice pattern on there. I believe it's called a Guilloché. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. It's got a really nice clip on there. The clip is very rigid. See a little bit of a different angle on here. So the pen itself is pretty smooth. It doesn't actually have any kind of a sort of hard feel to it. It's pretty soft still. It's an anodized aluminum. It's got a really nice magnetic cap, which I just couldn't get enough of it. Capping the pen is just such a joy. But you can see the fine detail with the pen here. So here we'll put a ruler up next to it, and you can see that it's about 142 millimeters when it's capped. So pretty standard size, I would say. Or at least pretty close to a lot of the other pens in this range. There you can see the logo that's on there, and it's got the stainless steel nib. And that nib can be changed as well. And just listen to that capping. Isn't that nice? Really, really satisfying. I do love that. Let's do that again. Yeah, that's wonderful. There's a little bit of a closer look at the logo up on the top of the cap. You can see that brilliant pattern that's on there. Like I said, it's pretty smooth. It doesn't have a sort of a rough feel to it at all. Just listen to this capping a couple more times. All right, so let's open this pen up and take a look at the inside of it. So it's kind of hard to sort of uncapped there, which I think is a good thing probably. And like I said, it's a stainless steel nib that is interchangeable. A JoWo, I believe they call it. This one's a Broad. You can see it's got a plastic feed on there. Okay, and this one has the cartridge that I put in there. And there's that O-ring. You'll notice that there too. So when you tighten this back up, it makes it pretty secure, which is really nice. And the other thing too is that when you do tighten this back and put it together, it lines up with the nib and the logo pretty perfectly, which is nice. A little bit of resistance there at the end. Get one more turn on there. You can see that's lined up really nicely. And the capping again. Beautiful. All right, so let's do a writing sample with this. I have my Iroful dot grid notebook. It's an A5 size. And like I said, I used the blue cartridge that came with the pen. And it posts just with friction. Feels very comfortable. Got kind of big hands, so that fits really nice. And the Broad writes really wet. That's really nice. And again, this is the Diplomat Cobra. So the Diplomat Cobra comes in two different colors, the matte black version that we're looking at here, and then there's also a burgundy version. The nib sizes go from extra fine, fine, medium, and broad. And then it also has a roller ball, I believe. All right, so let's take a look at this compared to some of the other pens that I have in my collection. So this is next to the Diplomat Aero. The Zeppelin, I believe, is what this one is called. So you can see it's about the same size, maybe a little bit longer actually. And then I also have it next to my Lamy 2000, which is a stainless steel fountain pen. And that's close to the same size there as well, as you can see. Okay, so let's do a little bit more writing with the Cobra. It's made of an anodized aluminum. Yeah, that writes really nice and wet. And that's a Guilloché pattern. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but I think it's close. And again, the length capped is 142 millimeters, which is about 5.5 inches, 5.6 inches. And kind of at the widest point there, it's 15 millimeters. And the weight of it is about 40 grams. It might be a little bit more than that according to some of the specs that I saw, but it was 40 grams when I had weighed it. And again, it's made with a JoWo stainless steel nib. And the one that we're using here is a Broad. Well, that does write smooth. And again, the ink can either be from a cartridge or a converter. And the size is a standard ISO, standard international size. All right, so there you have it. The Diplomat Cobra. It's just a couple of months old now, I believe is when it was released. I hope you enjoyed the review. It's a wonderful pen. If you're on the fence, go ahead and buy that pen. It's wonderful.